had 13 touchdowns on special team kickoff returns and punt returns. 13. He's very good at also the kickoff returns.
And the Irish now make their entry. Played last week, defeated Michigan 28-24. Lou Holtz, 5th season, 38-11 at Notre Dame, 24-1, however, over the last 2 seasons. Now, they come in here with a youngster, Rick Myler at quarterback, and he's going to be facing a furious crowd of partisans here at Spartan Stadium and a Michigan State football team now entering the premises that is a pretty good football team. But this is a loud place, and they're excited about the prospects of the day. George Perlis in his 8th season, 46-33-4. He has had 6 consecutive winning seasons. And Bob, because of the setting and the returning talent, I know you feel that Michigan State has a chance.
I think they have a big chance. First of all, they're at home. Secondly, they got Notre Dame early in the season before they can make all these adjustments. 8 starters return offensively, and defensively they've been the best against the run in the Big Ten the last 4 years. They can stop the run and force Notre Dame to throw.
If they win it, how do they do it?
Well, that's the key. They can stop Notre Dame's run and force the new quarterback, Meyer, to beat him through the air. And on offense for Michigan State, Todd Light is not playing, the All-American defensive back for Notre Dame. 3 new starters, in fact, 4 new starters back there in the secondary. That's the weakness for Notre Dame's defense.
Now let's spend a moment with Jack Arute.
Keith, the heavy rain last evening soaked this artificial turf, and despite winds gusting as high as 35 miles an hour, the crown from both goal lines is very dry, but over on the sides, it's very, very wet. Now, under normal circumstances, the teams would be wearing these kind of shoes. No cleats at all, but due to the wetness, trying to get a little bit more traction, both teams have elected to go with the small rubber cleats. One other change due to the weather as well. In lieu of a normal 6 football issued to the officials for game balls, they've gone to 12.
All right, Jack, the series record you see, 9 games have been added to the contract between these 2 schools. So the Irish and the Spartans will be meeting in 14 of the next 16 football seasons. It's been a great series, and it's going to continue to be.
Winning. It's more than a word. It's a spirit that's driving everything we do. And it's why more people depend on Chevrolet than any other car. From the people who push them to their limit to the men and women who drive them home, more people are winning with
the heartbeat of America. Chevrolet.
To find what they're looking for, more and more fingers are walking through Donnelly's yellow pages.
Hey, what? Nice hat. Thanks.
The Donnelly directory is just like the old yellow pages, only better.
ABC's college football. Notre Dame versus Michigan State. Brought to you by Today's Chevrolet, who invite you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America. By Budweiser, the king of beers. Remember, know when to say when. By Hewlett-Packard LaserJet printers. They'll get you noticed. And by BP, a leading producer of oil and gas for America's energy needs.
It's green and white in this neck of the woods today as they muscle up, swell up, and get excited as 5th-year senior Dan Enos leads the Michigan State Spartan offense into the stadium against #1 ranked Notre Dame. Michigan State will have the football first. The relative strengths and weaknesses as we perceive them prior to the kickoff. Bob Griese.
Well, for Michigan State, offensively, when they have the ball, their strength is a 5th-year senior Enos and a veteran receivers, including Courtney Hawkins, who was all Big Ten last year as a sophomore. Notre Dame is strong up front, but the experience is in the secondary without Todd Light, the All-American, in the lineup due to a hamstring injury. 4 new starters. The weakness for Notre Dame is in the secondary.
Michigan State receivers on this opening kickoff will be Brian Winters, number 82, and Courtney Hawkins, number 5. Hawkins is the principal man. They like to have returned the ball. Tony Rowland is also back there as the third man, but in the middle, the man they want to get it is the wideout, Courtney Hawkins. He caught only one ball in the opening game against Syracuse as they doubled him, but it was caught late in the game and set up the field goal that tied for the Spartans. Craig Hentrich, a sophomore out of Godfrey, Illinois, will kick it off for the Irish, and the game is on. Hawkins at the 1. If he'd have come up the middle, he had a little crack. He chose to get help on the outside. It wasn't there, and the Spartans don't have very good field position for the first snap. It'll be just short of the 15-yard line. Threat of rain exists. However, we start in bright sunshine, and it may stay dry until this one is done, with rain coming later on in the evening. There's the weather story as we begin.
Big story there is the wind. Very windy out here.
Bradley and Hawkins are the wideout. Tico Duckett is the tailback, and Eno sets him up. Going to throw on the first play of the ball game. And he erases the memory of last week for Courtney Hawkins as he throws very quickly to Hawkins and moves it up near the sticks. Rob Roy is the fullback, big guy. On the split back lineup, he's a prime receiver himself. There's really great speed in the two wideouts, Hawkins and Bradley. The forward wall is big. It's just that, a wall averaging over 280 pounds. First down, as Michigan State now gets a little more real estate to work with, and Duckett carries into the middle. He bounces around a lot, but he bounced right that time right into number 37, Scott Kolakowski, and he took care of him. Defensively for Michigan State, they start with 3 down guys of George Williams, Notre Dame rather, for Chris Zorich anchors the middle with George Williams and Bob Dahl. George Williams coming back after a year off and yet really to hit his stride. The linebackers you see there, and Michael Stonebreaker also coming after a year off. With the secondary, this is where Michigan State may find some weaknesses. Highland Hickson is in the backfield for the Spartans as Enos throws down the middle. Pass caught by Bradley, up across the 40 to the 41, and a first down. Now let's go back to the defensive secondary for just a second. You've got Greg Lane, a freshman from Austin, Texas, number 33. You've got George Poorman, 27 in there, along with Greg Davis at the 2 safeties. That's a junior and senior. Reggie Brooks is a sophomore, and he literally is learning to play the defensive secondary himself.
Brooks, number 41, right there. This ball was thrown behind Bradley. He actually stopped to make a good catch.
So it's first down for the Spartans, and they go to Highland Hickson, who is a 220-pound senior out of Fort Lauderdale. And he will pick up about 4 yards over the 45. So Michigan State now moving the ball some. In the game against Michigan last week, in the second possession particularly, I thought the Michigan offensive front would just knock Notre Dame right out of the line of scrimmage. And right here early in the ball game, the Michigan State offensive front is moving them around too.
Well, they've thrown 2 passes going after the secondary. It's not to say Michigan State doesn't feel like they can run.
Enos going back to the air, throws for the marker. Pass is caught right on the marker. It'll be close to another first down. At the Notre Dame 49-yard line, Courtney Hawkins making the catch. And the catch is good for the first down, and first time today on the Irish side of the field. Zorich in the middle at 6'1", 265. Anchored by Williams, 295, and Dahl, 260 on each side of him. But Zorich may be one of the most intense football players I've ever seen. Tremendously strong.
And he's the key to that defense. The state coaches said, we got to stop him, control him.
There's enough penetration. Now that comes from your outside backer, or the man who literally plays in a defensive end position, Kolakowski. And he reaches in there and gets a piece of Hickson coming by. But look at the play inside. with number 50 Zorich in the white.
50, the center, 68, is Peterson. He's a Notre Dame transfer. That time they got Zorich out of the play, but the linebackers were up to make the stop.
Enos is now 3 for 3 in passing, 30 yards, and those 3 have been good for 3 first downs. They're looking now at second down and about 9 from the Irish 48. Protection is good. The pass is underthrown. The pass was intended for the tight end, number 29, Dwayne Young, who is a 260-pounder.
Michael Stonebreaker on the play for Notre Dame.
Pass was not on target. First possession of the ball game for either team. The Irish won the toss. They deferred. And Michigan State handling the ball right now as Rob Roy comes in at the fullback position. And again, if they go to split backs, he becomes a prime receiver, and that's the formation they're in right now. Number 27. Enos rolls away from him, keeps it up the middle. Ball is down near the 41-yard line. Stonebreaker on the tackle for the Irish. You're going to see that quarterback draw today. You're going to see a lot of draw plays if the Notre Dame defensive people penetrate and charge.
Wasn't a great series for Enos. He just a little bit nervous. Some of the throws were a little bit behind the receivers. Maybe got a little anxious there, but not surprised here that Perlis would punt this ball away. He wants to give his defense good field position.
On 4th and 2, Josh Butlin in to kick it. Gets it away, spins it toward the corner, and knocks it out of bounds just inside the 15-yard line. So the Irish will take over at almost the same point. Michigan State had its first possession.
26 yards.
Defending Pac-10 champ USC battles Ohio State. Or Heisman candidate Ty Detmer leads BYU against Oregon. It's ABC's college football next Saturday.
They're just certain they're going to have a new attendance record today at Spartan Stadium. It'll be over 80,000 people as we look down on it from the Goodyear blimp. Rick Myrer about to come out for his first road start of his career. Notre Dame, a quarterback, 6'3", 210, a sophomore out of Goshen, Indiana, and those are the strengths and weaknesses as Bob Griese sees them. Fired the first snap for the Irish. Just short of the 15-yard line, Rodney Culver, the fullback, and he is swarmed at the 16. William Reese, defensive tackle out of Cincinnati, the man that got to him. Here's your offensive set for the Irish. Myra, we told you, is a quarterback. Culver is a 205, 220 pound, 25-pounder. I'll get it right in a minute. He's number 5 out of Detroit. You see the offensive front for Notre Dame. They're not quite as big as the offensive front for Michigan State, but they're big enough. And Justin Hall is in there for starting for the first time at 295 pounds. He's been dinged up a little bit. Ricky Waters bounces outside, picks up a first down. Ricky Waters, 6'2", 205, a senior from Harrisburg. And Ricky, who has played 2 or 3 different positions at Notre Dame, will not be doing anything this year except playing tailback. First down for the Irish. Confer Wilson, Reese Johnson. 4 down people. Johnson, the big guy up there. Carlos Jenkins, Brian Jones, and Dixon Edwards. Jones is trying to fill the shoes with Chuck Bullock that Percy Snow vacated. The defensive secondary for Michigan State's pretty good one. Swing it out to the Rocket. Raghib Ismail. And he is grabbed and a ride for Freddie Wilson, the strong safety, a senior out of Boynton Beach, Florida. But he's still going to have about 7 or 8 yards.
Number 25.
That's a formation you're going to see a lot of today, Keith. 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field, and the featured receiver will be Ismail. What they want to do is get him the ball even behind the line of scrimmage, such as that play right there, and give him a chance to get some running room.
They'll give him 9 yards on that play, make it second down and 1.
Second and 1 from the 38.
Lake Dawson has come into the lineup for the Irish. He's another heralded freshman. Handed off to Waters and Ricky. Straight ahead to the 41 and a first down.
Waters carry number 12.
Raghib Ismail is 5'10", 175. But he plays obviously a lot bigger than that. But the thing that impresses me about him, for 175 pounds, he is really strong.
Well, he's not only strong, Keith, but he blocks so well. All of the receivers for Notre Dame block very well.
Tony Brooks is in now at a tailback position. Tony is a a little bit bigger than Ricky Waters, Tony number 40. He weighs 225 pounds. Myra on the option. Down the line, keeps it, turns the corner, and pays for it. Coming hard, Freddie Wilson. Took him down hard. Number 19.
Knocked down by Freddie Wilson, 19, and 51, Carlos Jenkins.
Hawkeyes and the Hoosiers both winning today in Big Ten play. Number 83 coming out of the huddle and coming to a wide position is Tony Smith, the junior from Gary, Indiana. Second down and 7. Inside, it's Culver wiggling around, working his way, and getting about 4 yards. So you're probably looking at third down and about 2. Chuck Bullock has now come into that middle linebacker position for Michigan State, replacing Brian Jones. The stunt 4-3 is going to make an All-American out of your middle linebacker if he can handle the job.
It sets up for the middle linebacker. And Percy Snow is a big man to replace. That was the problem last week at Syracuse.
Third down and 2 for the Irish. This is Culver. Big hole right side, first down. Mike Iconello made the tackle on him, but there was a huge hole over the right side.
Well, the reasons, watch the wide receivers as they go down and block the men right in front of them. Watch all three of them. It's just going to be a little pitch, and he's going to round this side. But watch, as he turns the corner, there'll be nobody on the quick force. Inside man gets his. Occupying, Ismail is occupying his man, and the outside man, all receivers at Notre Dame block very well.
41 of Michigan State, no score, 8:50 to go. First quarter, Irish in their first possession of the ball game. Handoff, knee down, Brooks. Tony Brooks stumbled on the rug. Remember now, Notre Dame plays on grass. This is their first outing on the rug. It's a loss of a yard. They practiced some this past week on the artificial surface.
That's a good point, Keith. A lot of people, I don't think, realize that what a difference it makes. I think if you're a tennis player out there, you know what difference it makes when you play on a hard surface or clay or grass. Same thing is true on this surface. It's a big difference when you go from one to the other.
Waters back in. Meyer rolls, throws. Rick hits him. Ricky shakes off one, but he is thrown out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. See, remember that Ricky Waters put in a year at wideout, so he's used to that kind of stuff. Here's Jack Arute.
As Bob Griese can attest to, Keith Jackson, when you're throwing the ball, you've exposed your rib cage area, and that's one of the reasons why the Notre Dame coaches are requiring Rick Meyer to wear a flak jacket. Not the kind of flak jacket we're used to. It's a very simple, lightweight piece.
That just wraps around the lower part of his shoulder pads to protect his lower ribs.
Third down and 7. Adrian Jarrell is in at wideout. Michigan State wanting flag. Flag is thrown. Pass incomplete. Somebody on the right side of the Irish line that moved. Looked like it might have been the tight end, Derek Brown. So there was movement on the front of the Irish.
We have an illegal shift. Illegal shift on the offense. 2 men moving.
Well, if it was the tight end, he can move.
No, it wasn't the tight end.
Notre Dame.
So it was the man out of the backfield was in motion, and also the man on the bottom of the formation was in motion also. In fact, here this man is going to be in motion, but look down here. He gives up when he thinks that the play is over with. The man Culver goes in motion. It's a no back. It's almost a run and shoot type of thing that Holtz has put in, but the man at the bottom also moves. Lou Holtz coming out with a lot of different formations very early in the ball game just to see what the defense of Michigan State might do against it.
The Spartans decline it, though. It was an interesting call because of all of the wide posture that the Irish offense had assumed and all the movement that was going with it.
You wouldn't have seen that formation last year with Tony Rice in the option. And no backs in the backfield.
They decline it. Jim Sexton is in to do the punting. He did it last year. Hentrich had done it in the opening game, but Sexton is good at this. But it's just a little bit too long. You notice that he shot it straight up in the air, just trying to pooch it up there and let it hang around, and he couldn't get his knuckleball, and so it winds up in the end zone, and the Spartans take over at the 20. State Capitol just short ways down the road from Spartan Stadium in the city of Lansing. Of course, East Lansing is just what it says, adjacent to it. It's about a 10, maybe 15-minute drive over there. Almost identical starts for the two teams and almost identical performances for the two teams in their first possessions. Now Michigan State in its second possession will come from its 20. No score, first quarter. Enos turns, hands the ball to Duckett. Duckett is 5'10", 185, a sophomore out of Kalamazoo, but he is really a quick, bouncy type of runner.
35, Nico Duckett. Don Grimm, 36. And Bob Dahl, 93.
Move is out to about the 23-yard line. Let's pause 5 seconds so our ABC stations can identify themselves. No score, first quarter of play. Time remaining 7 minutes and 25 seconds. Second down, 7 for Michigan State, their own 23. Enos has still got it. The heat's on. The man who tripped him up is number 42, Michael Stonebreaker. They came after him, and he couldn't find a place to put the ball.
Take a look at Stonebreaker, but the man that turns this play in is Williams, number 69. Top left of your screen. He turns it back in. Now he reverses his field, does Enos, and Stonebreaker has the speed to just trip him up. Big loss, but the play was really made by Williams, the defensive end.
Ball comes all the way back to the 14-yard line from the 23. So make it third down and about 17. Not much. Duckett brought down by Dahl, and it'll bring up fourth down, and Butland will come in to punt for Michigan State. And guess who's going back deep? The Rocket. So hold your breath if you're a Michigan Stater. Good kick by Butland. 38-yard line of Notre Dame, and Ismail finds a crack but stumbles as he starts to make his cut back, and he goes down just short of the 40. 47-yard punt, 20-yard return.
First down, Notre Dame. And Michigan State, 41.
Last time Lou Holtz lost to a Big Ten team was right here against Michigan State, 20-15. Since that time, you see, 11-0. He's still putting the pieces together.
He puts this year. He puts it together pretty well, though. I mean, I don't think there's a smarter coach, sideline coach in America coaching college football.
First down just short of the Michigan State 41. Rick Myrer with Culver and Brooks behind him. Brooks again stumbling a little bit as he almost tripped over Culver. Rodney having thrown a block, but only gets something out of the play. Moves it down to about the 38-yard line or 3.5 yards. Ricky Waters back in now at the tailback position. Ismail comes in, and number 17 leaves. That's Sean Davis, a junior out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, for the Irish. Number 83, Tony Smith, lanky fellow, 6'2", 180, wide to the bottom of the picture. Rocket on a reverse. They put him out just inside the 20, Mike Iaconello. Iaconello just got a piece of it.
First down.
Well, they like to get him the ball any way they can. This time lined up 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field. He's going to be here. They're going to fake, and the reverse is going to come back around. Be a good look from the end zone.
Michigan State.
Try and get him the ball. Now watch him as he sets up blocks, cuts inside. A good block there. Goes inside of Haller, the defensive back.
You just saw there, I think, too, why he is so difficult to handle. He has such good feet movement. He can change directions in so quickly and so efficiently, it's just impossible to get a full load of it.
You know, Norm Parker, the defensive coordinator for Michigan State, thinks that he'd be a great running back. He's just happy that they don't have him in the backfield where he can get his hands on the ball more often.
Brooks back in now at tailback, and Bettis comes in at fullback. 6'1", 235-pound freshman from Detroit. Rodney Culver, the lone remaining back on second down and about 10. Myra Arnoldson turns inside, carries it for a yard or so, and is taken down. And this time, Chuck Bullock, the middle linebacker, got a substantial part of that tackle with help from William Reese. The defensive down people for Michigan State are Conn for 260, Wilson 280, Reese 240, and Bill Johnson at 290.
Third down.
While they have the size, they might quite likely lack a little bit of quickness. But the outside backers, Edwards and Jenkins, are flyers for the Spartans. Third down, 9 for Notre Dame. Myra's pass is caught by Rakib Ismail inside the 10. First down for the Irish, first and goal.
3 receivers to the wide side of the field again. Rocket is in the middle, just going to go down, delay, and allow the inside receiver, which is Brooks, number 40, to clear out. Not only does he have speed, but he has toughness, Keith. Look at him. 4 defensive backs coming at him. He gets upfield and makes the first down.
It's first and goal for the Irish at the Michigan State 8-yard line. Brooks in the backfield now with Culver. Culver to about the 5. I tell you, his brother ain't bad, the one playing at Syracuse, Wadri Ismail. He was within half a breath of breaking 2 or 3 big plays against Michigan State. So Spartans are going to be glad to be finished with the Ismail family here pretty soon.
There is so much talent on this Notre Dame team, especially offensively. I mean, you look at the wide receivers, the running backs, they go 2 and 3 deep. That's why, you know, if there is a weakness, it's Rick Marr, not because he lacks ability, just because he lacks experience.
Second down and goal out of the full house backfield. Handed over to the left side to Ricky Waters. Waters, touchdown, Notre Dame.
Take a look at the offensive line, Serge. The offensive line pushing the green jerseys back.
Sexton holds for Hentrich. And it's good. So at 2:43, first quarter, the Fighting Irish get on the board and take the lead 7-0. You know what set up this touchdown? The punt return by the Rocket.
No question about it. Take a look at the defense. Take a look at the middle linebacker. That's Bulla, number 41. There's the hole for him to fill, the defensive line. That's Ryan, 52. And Waters gives him a little shove. Everything ends up in the end zone.
Rode him right out of there.
Yes, it did.
Next Saturday, ABC's college football regional coverage. You'll have Todd Marinovich squared off against the Ohio State Buckeyes and Greg Fry. You will have BYU Oregon. That's a matchup of Musgrave and Detmer. So you'll be looking really at 4 outstanding quarterbacks next week. And the Kent Graham, who is a backup quarterback and making a bid to start at Ohio State, is a transfer from Notre Dame. Courtney Hawkins, number 5, is deep for Michigan State now. The Irish leading 7-0 in the first quarter, and Craig Hentrich will kick it off. Wind helps it a little bit. Craig knocks it way back, and they'll put it down. It'll come out to the 20, and here's Roger Twyble.
Thank you very much, Keith, and welcome to the Southeastern Conference Arkansas at Little Rock. First and goal at the 5. No timeouts left. 21-17 Ole Miss. The Hogs run it. Ron Dickerson carries. Chris Mitchell sticks him at the 1. Mitchell wearing paralyzed teammate Chucky Mullins, number 38. And the final, Mississippi over Arkansas. Let's go back to Keith.
Yeah, those Rebels and Hogs have been button heads for a long time, and the Hogs have always had a trouble with the Rebels. I tell you, they get after each other. Arkansas is going to be a fun member of the SEC because there are a lot of reasons why they should be there. Tico Duckett. That's close to 4 yards on the carry. Ismail, 19 yards running, 19 yards receiving, and a 21-yard punt return that set up that touchdown march by the Irish. Ricky Waters scored the first 2 touchdowns of last year's game, and he got the first one today. There's a couple of quarterbacks. Big McGuire, the bigger of the McGuire boys, quarterbacking San Diego State, but of course Detmer doing his thing for BYU. Carrying the ball, Hickson. Hickson is the bigger of the tailbacks for Michigan State. 220 versus 185 for Duckett. And Hickson is going to have a first down for Michigan State.
By bigger, you mean poundage, not height rise. He's only 5'9". Yep. Of course, Duckett's only 5'10". And Perlis said yesterday in talking with him, he says, I've got 2 good running backs. And he says, I feel like I'm going to go with the guy that has the hot hand.
Be interesting to see if they stay with the run. This is Duckett. He's up to the 45-yard line, and another first down for Michigan State. Now, when you're moving the ball on the ground, and I guess maybe it's the old-fashioned side of me coming out, but I'll be jiggered if I can understand why you want to start throwing it when you're moving it on the ground.
Just straight blocking. Watch the 2 guards are going to come out and block the 2 linebackers. Everybody else is hat on hat. You hear about zone blocking or area blocking. That's just blocking the man that's straight in front of you and allowing the back to find the hole.
First down from the 44. Well, delay stuff like that, especially when you're hat on hat, that ain't going to fly much for you. George Perlis said this about the ball game today as we talked to him yesterday.
Our kids are anxious to play Notre Dame. They understand one thing. In this setting, this is something that might never happen to them again. They go in undefeated. They play a team that's ranked #1 in the country. They're going to play them at home in front of the largest crowd in the history of Spartan Stadium. ABC, 3:30 game. The setting's just right. This is why you play football. This is why you compete like this. This is the finest setting that they'll have in their collegiate days.
Well, he threw the ball to Bradley. Hawkins, according to Bradley, was supposed to be the man, and he had turned back and was open.
Well, you see, Enos, he's unpleased with himself. He's pointing at himself. It's my fault. You also see his jersey flapping there. He's throwing into the wind. It's gusting. He has not had a good first quarter. When he turns around in 48 seconds and goes with the second quarter, he'll have the wind at his back.
And throwing on second down now, he's got to go 3rd and long. 3rd down and 9. Young secondary holding up pretty well. They throw underneath to the tight end, and that is well short of the first down, and so Michigan State's got to punt the ball.
That timeout called because he wants him to kick into the wind. Holt signaling Grimm, Don Grimm, number 36, to make the call, so he gets the punt into the wind.
The referee today is Tom Quinn. It's a Big Ten crew. Umpires David Hicks. Don Caprell is the head linesman. Doug Robbins, line judge. Walter Lucas, the field judge. Otto Pohl, side judge, and Richard Reels, the back judge. 34 seconds to go. And by spending the timeout, the Irish will force Michigan State's Josh Butland to kick into the wind. And that should hang the ball up. Butland hit a good punt a while ago, 47 yards, but the Rocket, who is back there again, brought it back 21. Butland weighs in at about 246 pounds. He's the biggest punter around, and there's a considerable upset building right there, folks.
Ooh, it's at Illinois, too.
Yep.
for Michigan State, 88 Josh Butler. 25.
I don't think they've settled things in their offense at all over there at Champaign yet. Butland gets a good spin on the ball. Ismail lets it bounce, and the Spartans will put it down inside the 15-yard line, just inside the 14-yard line. The Goodyear Blimp Americas out of Houston, Texas, bringing you that picture. The pilot is Captain John Moran of Spring, Texas. Hey, John, I haven't seen John in a couple of years. 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Irish lead 7-0. They've got the ball now. This will be their third possession of the ball game. A play, and then they'll turn around and go the other way with it. And they will be working into the wind. Culver, the lone back. Rick Myrer throws it out to him. Good one-handed grab by Rodney, and he's taken down for a loss near the 10 by Dixon Edwards.
Complete to Culver. Tackled by 57. Dixon Edwards.
They'll probably let the clock tick away here, and we'll take a timeout at the end of the first quarter, with Notre Dame leading Michigan State by a score of 7-0. The two coaches, Lou will walk about 106 miles more than George today.
That's why Lou's still thin, and George needs to lose a little.
Ball is just outside the 10-yard line. It is second down and 13 for the Irish. Their own 10. They lead 7-0. Up the middle comes Ricky Waters, and they get him at the 15. Lou Holtz, talking about his team yesterday in our conversation, figures this the biggest improvement for this ball game will come this way.
I would like to think that we would play better in the offensive line. Our receivers, which played very well last week, I think are going to be very consistent. So I don't know. We got a lot of question marks on our football team. We're not a great football team by any stretch of the imagination, but there's a competitiveness about the young men that I sort of like, and I don't know how well the quarterback's going to react now that he has received recognition. Sure, it was easy to come out with everybody saying, wonder what's going to happen, but it's a little bit different after you've done it once.
But he doesn't know how he's going to react, and that time back deep in your own territory, going into the wind, 3rd and long, he rolls him out of pocket so he doesn't have any problem inside the pocket, and asks him to throw one-on-one to the wide receiver, and if anything, just throw it away, which he did. No big mistake.
All right, Michigan State should get decent field position out of this if Brian Winters, number 82, handled the ball. Craig Hentrich is standing back on his 1. He should hit it up around the 4 or 5 yard line. Michigan State was bouncing around, and let's see who moved. Did not see indication of encroachment by the defense or offside by the defense.
Dead ball. Ball start on the offense.
Yeah, it was Notre Dame, so that'll back Hentrich back into the end zone. I think he was hoping to get contact or get offside against Michigan State, but didn't. So now he's got to hit it out of his end zone.
I think Michigan State jumping around too, Keith. There's a little indecision on the part of the Irish as to who to block.
Yeah, they're still jumping. Pressure coming. Penalty flag, rough the kicker. They ran into the kicker and knocked him down. It's at the Notre Dame 32-yard line, but hold the phone. They decked Hentrich. Corey Pryor came for the block. Didn't get it, didn't touch the ball, but hit the kicker.
Five yards. It was 3rd and 14, so it will not be an automatic first down. So Notre Dame and Holtz has to decide whether or not he wants to leave the punt that he had or kick it again.
Oh, they surely want to kick it again, because that Michigan State sitting down there on the 31-yard line with it.
We have a 5-yard running into the kicker on the defense.
Well, it's just going to be a return. They're not trying to block it. Here's Pryor out here. Now watch as he goes in, almost unblocked. He gets a little bit of bump from the end man on the line, but it's not a full-out block. He's just doing that on his own, and that's a good call by the official. It was running into and not roughing the punter.
But the kick wasn't very good. And instead of having the ball at the 31 now, they have given Craig Hentrich the opportunity to punt it again. Winters backing up to his own 45-yard line. No pressure and a good kick this time. Boy, he spins that thing all the way back to the 35. Winters comes back to near midfield. So there's a difference of about 20 yards, 50-yard punt and a 15-yard return, and let's go to Jackaroo.
And Keith, under normal circumstances, number one, Todd Light would be going out of the field right now for defense for the Fighting Irish, but a hamstring, an injury at the Michigan game has knocked you out of this game.
Yeah, it has. I injured my hamstring right before the second half of the Michigan game, and I played hurt, and so therefore it caused a lot of strain on my hamstring. But I'm just going to sit out this game, maybe sit out the Purdue game, and come back to Stanford game.
All right, Jack, thank you. As an All-American right there.
A tough injury to overcome, too. It just best to sit out a couple and make sure you're ready to play.
Enos throws, receivers on his knees for the catch. Courtney Hawkins, who is junior from Flint. Now, Todd Light is also from Flint, so a lot of people were looking forward to the Flint matchup today, but we don't get it.
First quarter stats, the total plays were the same, the first downs the same, total yardage a little bit in favor of Notre Dame. No key turnovers for either team in time of possession, about the same.
2nd and 5.
Second down and a short 5 for Michigan State at the Irish 45. Oh, Duckett didn't have a handle. So fumbling and bumbling around with the hot rock, he decides to invest a little more time in controlling the ball and will get a little out of the play.
Stonebreaker, the linebacker at the top of the screen, 42, runs right through the hole. Nobody blocks him. See, the guard went around. Number 77 was Moten. He was going around thinking that with the toss, that Stonebreaker would go around also. Stonebreaker says, I got the quickness to get through, and the man bobbling the ball, I can get him.
Duckett has a handle on it. I don't think Stonebreaker has anything to do with it.
I think you're right.
He was just trying not to drop the ball. Down the middle, intercepted. Number 13, Tom Carter, a freshman from St. Petersburg, Florida. And a penalty flag is on the field as the interceptor is marked out of bounds at the Michigan State 49.
Flag on the play.
Fouls against Notre Dame.
Flag on the play. Roughing the passer.
Just a poor throw by Enos.
How about that?
Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer call against the Irish.
Watch the two linebackers right here. They're going to drop back. Let's go ahead and run it, and then we'll stop it a little bit further down. Two linebackers are going to drop straight back. Now stop it right there, right there. He's no way he can get that ball, and here's the ball. He's trying to throw the ball here. The two linebackers are right in the way. Ball is picked off.
But it's all for naught because of this.
Now take a look. Everybody watches the ball go downfield, and we did too. Take a look at what happens to the quarterback. Oh, he's hit from behind.
Yep. That's a very good way to cripple him.
That looks like McDonald, 45.
Devon McDonald.
Outside linebacker. I don't think he intentionally did that. He was probably getting off the block. But the fact is, Danny Enos is not having a good game to this point. Making some bad decisions on his throws, and then when he does complete them, it's behind the receiver. And he needs to play well for State to have a chance to win.
It's a major break for Michigan State. Ball comes down to the Notre Dame 33 and gives them a first down. Enos is now 5 out of 7, 41 yards. Now they line up with that tailback way back. Give him some room to read the crack. And Hickson didn't find much of a crack.
Hickson carry.
what happened was he got cracked by Chris Zorich.
You know, Keith, we mentioned in the strengths and weaknesses at the beginning of the ball game that the secondary for the Irish was all new, inexperienced. 4 new starters. Todd Light was out. Well, the strength is that front 7 of Notre Dame. It's very tough to run against them, as Enos and Michigan State are finding out. In fact, 6 seniors started at the front 7 for Lou Holtz in that defensive front.
We're in the second quarter of play. The Irish leading 7-0. 12 minutes to go in the first half. Michigan State second down and 8. Hickson with a spin, 2 spins, and gets in the course of spinning around and around about 4 yards. So you'll be looking at third down.
30, Highland Hickson. Simeon
and 4.
Along with Andre Jones, number 7.
Hickson is from the same high school as former Michigan State great running back Lorenzo White. Went to high school at Fort Lauderdale Dillard down in Florida.
Tom Quinn has called the time as he walks into the middle of the Michigan State huddle to discuss something. 11:31 to go in the first half of play with the Irish leading 7-0. Monday night on ABC, the defending AFC East champion Buffalo Bills, who are off to a bit of a stumbling start, go to the Meadowlands to take on the New York Jets, who have a new coach. Live coverage beginning at 9 Eastern Time on ABC's Monday Night Football.
New coach, new tailback, Jets with a new look.
Third down and 4 now. Enos up the middle, cut down. He thought he had a hole, but Stonebreaker took it away from him. So Stonebreaker, who didn't have a particularly good outing in the Michigan game last week after a year's layoff, has gotten very much involved in things here in the first half.
Had a man open but didn't see him. Look at the man here as he's going to run out into the flat with all the faking back here. Watch the back slide out into the flat. He just doesn't see him.
John Langeloh for a 43-yard field goal try. Josh Butler, the punter, is the holder, and Langeloh, plenty of leg and good. And the Spartans are on the board. The all-time field goal leader for Michigan State hits one from 43.
The Bills head south to catch the Jets in flight. All my rowdy friends are here on Monday night.
Sparty, his team just scored 7-3. Notre Dame, 10:26 to go first half. The contest has been a little ungainly so far. It hasn't had the kind of play that I really expected. Michigan State particularly has seemed a little bit out of rhythm, out of sync.
Well, sometimes that happens when you're at home. You know, all the emotion is there, all the fans are on your side, and you just need to settle down and play ball. I think the emotion will be on their side, will be in their favor in the second half.
Langeloh rolls it down the field, not going to kick that ball to the Rocket. Culver rolls it around, gets a handle on it, and runs. He comes across the 30 to the 33, and we go to Roger Twyble.
Thank you very much, Keith. At Pitt, Syracuse, fourth quarter. Syracuse scored, giving the Orange a 20-10 lead, but the point after attempt by John Biscup was blocked by Vernon Lewis. It was returned 90 yards for a defensive extra point return by Doug Hetzler. The 2 points made it 20-12. Van Pelt then threw a touchdown pass with a minute and a half to go. They made the 2-point conversion, and Syracuse has played to a tie the last 2 weeks. Let's go back to Keith.
I wonder if Coach Mack's got a sister. Here comes Notre Dame now. Hand the ball to Raghib Ismail on the first play of the possession, working out of the backfield. They'll move him over into that tailback spot once in a while, like they did last week in the last 6 minutes of the ball game against Michigan. And he picks up 2.5 yards on that carry. Aller made the tackle for Michigan State. Alan Aller, a junior and stayed at home to play his college football. He is from Lansing. Now Now Ismail comes wide with Smith to the bottom of the picture. So they got 3 wide outs to the bottom, handed off instead to the tailback, and straight ahead goes Rodney Culver, who was the single back at that time, for a couple of yards. And that puts Notre Dame in a probable passing situation. Brooks, Raghib Ismail, and Tony Smith are the wideouts. Meyer comes toward him, throws, set up a screen for Ismail. You got a holding call coming against Tony Smith. He was holding number 19, Freddie Wilson. So that play's wiped out.
Tackled by Dixon Edwards. There is a flag.
Holding.
Holding. Notre Dame.
Again, the third down play, Keith, into the wind. Holtz is not asking the young Meyer to throw the ball downfield into the secondary. He's rolling him out a little bit, throwing a safe pass behind the line of scrimmage on the corner, giving his receiver a chance to pick up the first down.
That'll bring him back inside the 30 to the 27. 9:03 to go in the first half. Dawson checks back into the lineup. 6'1", 185, freshman out of Federal Way, Washington. That's down by Tacoma, in case you don't know. Third down and 15. Meyer back to throw. Gets the heat, and down he goes. Number 97, Bobby Wilson.
When you talk about the stunt 4-3, now watch, here's Wilson right here. The man on the left is going to go first, and Wilson will come around and make the sack. A little twist up front confuses the offensive lineman. Nobody but a back is there to pick up Wilson. That's easy meat for him, and he makes the sack.
Into punt, Hentrich. First kick was good for 50 yards. Actually, his second kick because of the penalty against Michigan State. Hey, very deliberate. They have 10 up there, and they block it. It's blocked beyond the field of play, out of the end zone. Safety.
That's Murray, number 20. Here he is right here, the second man in. He's just going to sneak in, what? As the outside man for Notre Dame slides past him, and the inside man doesn't get that much of him. I think the play before, Keith, when the outside man got the block, set up that one right there.
I think you're right. It's now 7-5, Irish. I think it's worth noting as we go to the kickoff now, and a 7-5 after the block kick and the safety, that special teams this time failed the man that a lot of us think the best in the business at it.
Well, that's Lou Holtz of Notre Dame, and as we mentioned, that Michigan State was voted before the season by one poll to have the best special teams. They have certainly have got two great kickers. Take a look from behind the punter. Watch from the right side. Murray just gets off the ground. The key there for blocking punts, you don't go at the punter or where he is. You go where he is going to be, where the ball will be kicked off of his foot.
They elect to punt the ball after the safety, and the Spartans will take it. That's Winters. He's had some help, but he stumbled and lost his footing and goes down. Instead of getting a long run out of it, he gets back to just short of the 45. But I ask you, how big was that holding call on Notre Dame? Big. Woo. 8:09 to play in the first half now. 7-5 ball game, and we've got two right-handers in the bullpen.
They're going to need some relief.
From the 44, the Spartans will attack. Enos on a rollout. Got to hurry. Gets it off. Pass is caught by the tight end Young. Short gain on the play. But it's significant in that it's a short gain because it prevents a big loss. I think Notre Dame's defensive people have now decided that they're not going to let Enos run around out there and do a whole lot of juking and faking.
Gary Darnell, the new defensive coordinator, was telling me after last week he saw Enos run back and forth against Syracuse and complete a pass for a touchdown. He says that cannot be. We cannot let him run around in the backfield like that.
Second down and 4. They go with a ground game. Tico Duckett. He's exciting. He's down to the 39. Where he's brought down by Greg Davis, the senior from Hollywood, Florida. First down for the Spartans as they alternate tailbacks. Hickson is in there now. Enos trying to set up a screen for Hickson, and a good play by Andre Jones, number 7, outside linebacker. If Andre's not there to make a play, then Hickson may be gone.
And Jones really did a nice job of avoiding a blocker to get up and make that play.
Second down and 5, Michigan State. Single back, set, double wide. There goes Hickson. He's down to the 1-yard line. Davis saved the touchdown.
Take a look, straight blocking up ahead. Look to the right of your screen. Everybody runs to the left. Good blocking. Hickson sees it, cuts back to the right side, and then says, I can maybe finish this off. And a saving tackle there by Davis, number 26.
First and goal at the 1. Duckett is back in. Roy is the fullback. Enos dive, top of the stack. A lot of white shirts up there, and he'll not get in.
4, Dan Enos. Number 4, Dan Enos.
Boy, I don't like that play. I know I've said it before. The old quarterback sneak. He's got no momentum. No. The other thing you can do is he jumps over the pile. Those linebackers got a free shot at that helmet. He could get a concussion real quick.
Well, you got a guy like Duckett who can go over the top, or a guy like Hickson. Hickson is now in there.
Give him to a guy that's got some running start.
Second down and goal. Hickson is the deep man. He's got it. He's stopped at the top of the pile. 93 was the obvious man, but the guy that hit him up on top was 36. 36. Don Grimm.
Somebody grabbed his helmet, too, and helped pull him back. Good goal line defense for Notre Dame. Well, right here, you got to go with your strength, what you feel best with. And obviously, if you need to take a timeout, take a timeout. You don't want to be disorganized here.
There you go. Call it right there.
Yeah. You do not want to be rushed in this situation.
Well, you've got him oriented inside. Maybe a slant is the call. We'll find out in a moment. If they don't stick at the end zone here, they may not get it. Been two relatively unimaginative tries here for the Michigan State go-ahead touchdown.
Well, I guarantee you they've gone over a lot of plays that they could possibly run. One of the things, the decision that Perlis made is if they don't make it, do I go for it on 4th down? So,
sure.
He says, well, we've got 2 plays to get it a foot.
You've got to go for it. You're playing number 1 in the country. Hickson is the tailback. He's got it. There's your touchdown.
You're behind the defense right here. The guard pulls. These goal line plays usually aren't very pretty. The defense tries to stay low. The offensive guy tries to get a little bit movement, a little bit of a seam.
Langeloh for the extra point. Good. 5:06 to play in the first half. Michigan State lead at 12-7.
Spend your weekend with Murphy and Schwarzenegger. Saturday, the heat is on.
How you doing?
Eddie Murphy stars Beverly Hills Cop. And Sunday, I'll be back. Go! Arnold Schwarzenegger is the running man. Sunday, parental discretion is advised. Weekend blockbusters here on ABC.
Defending Pac-10 champ USC battles Ohio State. Or Heisman candidate Ty Detmer leads BYU against Oregon. It's ABC's college football next Saturday.
You go back to 2 big penalties in Michigan State's possession prior to the safety. They had roughing the passer, which gave Michigan State a first down. You had a holding call that negated a Notre Dame first down, forced it into a punt, where the punt was blocked. Safety. Now Michigan State has scored to take the lead, 12-7.
Perlis has been talking about this game all week, trying to get the fans into it and the players obviously into it. I think it took him about a quarter and a half to actually get the engine started, but they're running now. Holtz saying whenever you go on the road, you've got to play well. You got to play together.
They won't kick it to Ismail, but he's going to get this one on the bounce, but he doesn't get a good gravy bounce, so he has to take it low. But look at him. Look at him work. They finally bring him down at the 24-yard line.
Ismail return the kickoff.
5 minutes to go.
Look at that flying under the cliff. How dare you fly through our picture?
Look at that. San Diego State's giving BYU some trouble, aren't they now? They've come around to make it a ball game. Those 2 teams might combine for 150 points. Michigan defeating UCLA in the first of our doubleheader today down in Ann Arbor. 5 minutes to go now, and the Irish will try to respond. Myra drops back on first down and goes out of bounds. Too high, intended for Tony Smith. He's throwing into the wind. Now, you watched him warm up. Does he have a good tight rotation?
I like him a lot. I really like the way he throws. He sets up well. He throws the ball well. Good mechanics, good footwork. The fact is, he's throwing into the wind. He's on his first rolled start, and he's playing against a pretty good defensive team.
Yeah, you're right. It's like Lou said last night, those other guys ain't playing walk-ons, you know.
they also give scholarships.
Yeah,
they also practice.
Yep. Myrick has plenty of time, and intended for Smith, and the pass is incomplete. Aquinello broke it up. It was a question of who was going to get there first. They arrived simultaneously. It could have been caught. It could have been intercepted if either man had had a half-a-step break.
Aquinello is a fifth-year senior, was an all-state quarterback in high school, had 4 interceptions last year.
3rd and 10. trailing 12-7. Myers flush. Down he goes. Ball's loose. Michigan State's got it. They're going to call it an incomplete forward pass.
That's Wilson, 97, putting the pressure on him. He flushes to his right. That should not have been an incomplete pass. I do not believe, if we can see that a little bit later. It looked to me like the ball was hit out of his hand before it was coming forward. Let's take another look from behind the defense. No, he didn't have his arm up. It was not coming forward, it was going up.
They'll punt. Winters comes over, ball bounces away from him, and he'll leave it alone. Caring to preserve his body into a productive role in our society, he chooses to let that punt go away.
Foreman down in for Notre Dame.
Rick Myers' brother, Jeffrey, as many of you have heard, is with the 82nd Airborne in Saudi Arabia. There's Jeff right there, and Mom and Dad are going to talk to him at halftime. We found him, and he'll be with us at halftime.
Is there a 7-hour difference between here and Saudi Arabia?
No, it's 10 hours.
10 hours.
Yeah. Tico Duckett gets it up across the 30 to the 31. And we're running now at coming up on 4 minutes to go. Brett Johnson is waiting to play at Michigan State, having left UCLA, and he is now with Jackaroo.
He's got number 9 already. Michigan State. Brett, you've been watching this game so far. What are you most impressed with about your MSU Spartans?
Well, they played a well-played game so far. I think the roughing the passer on Danny Enos when he threw the interception was a key turnaround. The momentum switched in the stadium, and so far the crowd's been going crazy for us right now, and we got the momentum, and we just can't lose it.
Why did you pick Michigan State?
I like Coach Perlis and the coaching staff a lot. The players seem to respond to the coaching staff, and it seemed like a great place to play in the Big Ten.
Keith, I'll tell you the one thing, though. He's got to learn how to dress a little differently for Michigan. He's down here on the sidelines in shorts.
California kid, huh?
Yeah.
3rd down, 6.
33-yard line. 3rd down for Michigan State and 6. First down, and Duckett breaks it. Goes to the 49. Well, in the case of Brett Johnson, all I can say, if he'd have stayed at UCLA, he would have probably started the ball game today down the road in Ann Arbor. But he didn't.
Brett Johnson was the starting quarterback all of last year for Terry Donahue at UCLA, and when it was found out he wasn't going to be the starter this year, at the first game at least, he decided to take off and ended up at Michigan State.
First down for Michigan State as they get off the hook now. 3:05 to go. And they've got a chance to get another point or so out of this half as Hickson is stopped by Andre Jones, number 7. And number 31, Demetrius DeBose. He's another youngster out of the Northwest, only a sophomore, rangy linebacker.
Holt says that when you go on the road, the first thing you need is defense, special teams, discipline, and then togetherness. You've got to stay together. Notice he does not mention offense. He wants the defense, the special teams, and he wants the togetherness and the discipline.
2nd down and 7 for the Spartans. Ball's on the Notre Dame 48-yard line. That gain will take the ball down to just about the 44 with Duckett carrying and the clock rolling along at 2:15 to play in the first half. 12-7 Michigan State. The University of Michigan Wolverines led them by 10 points in the second half last week and lost.
You know, that was an interesting game to watch too, Keith, because I think Michigan had the momentum going in the second and third quarters, and Holt somehow or other got it turned around for Notre Dame in the fourth quarter. It'll be interesting to see if he can turn the momentum around in this ball game like he did last week.
Enos kept the ball. He took a look at Bradley, decided he didn't want to throw it, kept it, and works his way down to about the 40, and that looks like with the mark, it'll be good for a first down, stopping the clock at 1:41 to go in the first half. I would say that's a fair to middling way to open your season against the two Michigan teams.
Oh. Notre Dame voted
Find out
to
what you
have
made of it.
the toughest schedule in the country, going on last year's records.
And their next 4 are at home.
Yeah.
Michigan State goes on the road next week to Rutgers. Minute and a half as the clock winds up, and first down, Michigan State at the just short of the Irish 40. Enos looks down the middle. He's got Bradley. The ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage. He had Bradley wide open. 5 seconds here for our ABC stations to tell you who they are. This is what has happened. The Irish to the lead 7-0 as Ricky Waters muscled it into the end zone from 5. Langeloh with a 43-yard field goal. Second quarter, 7-3. Then the block punt and the safety to make it 7-5. Then the touchdown, Highland Hickson from a yard out after 2 big penalties called against Notre Dame, and it's 12-7 Michigan State. This is Tico Duckett, and he's close to the 36-yard line. He is thrown down. They've got the timeout to work with if they can get it down close enough where Langeloh has a shot at it. Coming up on a minute to go in the first half. Demetrius DeBose, 6'2", 225. From O'Day, I think it is, high school in Seattle.
Notre Dame right there at the top. Florida and Miami. Toughest schedules according to last year's opponents.
Third down and 6. Enos can't get him to jump. Passes away, going deep. Bradley thrown out of bounds, incomplete. Bradley never had a chance at that one. Now it's 4th down. The ball is out at the 36-yard line. The wind would help Langeloh.
Well, it would be a 53-yard field goal.
It's all right.
He can handle that.
Here he comes. No. It's, well, let's see now. Wait a minute. Butlin's out. I see Butlin.
Butlin is his holder, but he's going to punt this one away. I think it's just because he doesn't want anything negative to happen here going in at halftime.
Maybe he runs it. Nope, he's going to punt it. Punt comes at 27 seconds. And the Spartans will look out. Knock it out of bounds. Down about the 2-yard line. How many times have you seen him watching that funny ball bounce around there, and then all of a sudden it goes between somebody's legs and goes into the end zone? There's your halftime. Andrew Young, mayor of Atlanta, talking about the game of the century. And of course, the Olympics having been awarded to Atlanta.
First down at the 2.
They really worked hard to get it. And Jeffrey Meyer will be with us live from Saudi Arabia, talking to his mom and dad, finding out about his brother Rick and fortunes of the Irish.
Jeff sent a note to his brother Rick, and at the end said, "Go Irish."
So from the 2-yard line, Notre Dame will try to run out the clock and go to the clubhouse, trailing by only 5 as Ricky Waters gets it up to the 5-yard line. Time by Michigan State, 12 seconds to play. The crowd is 80,401, and that is a new Spartan Stadium record. Michigan State has one timeout remaining, so they can kill the clock one more time after this last snap, unless Notre Dame gets something going that is good for more than 12 seconds. That's the time remaining in the first half. Michigan State leading by a score of 12-7. That's a touchdown, a field goal, and a safety. Notre Dame got its touchdown first in the game in the first quarter. Ricky Waters. And Michigan State now spends its last time out at 7 seconds to play in the first half. Well, briefly looking at it, has anything happened here that you might not have expected, Bob Griese?
No, I really think that what happened was Michigan State came out so pumped up and so excited that they really didn't play as well, and I think Holtz had his team focused in the first quarter. That has turned around. The second quarter has been all Michigan State. And the mistakes on special teams that Holtz's teams don't normally make. And Michigan State, it really turned the tide, turned the momentum around.
Yep. 2 big penalties, roughing the passer and holding.
But Holtz is a great leader and an outstanding motivator. He'll get these guys in at halftime, and he'll say the right things to them, and they'll come out the second half and ready to get after it.
This should be the last play of the half. 3rd and 3, pitch it to Ricky Waters. He's taken down up around the 12-yard line. Michigan State cannot stop the clock anymore, and so they grab their hats and head for the house. And it's 12-7, Michigan State over the Irish at halftime.
ABC's College Football, brought to you by Geo. Get to know Geo, available right around the corner at your Chevrolet Geo dealers. And by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. We'll return after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
I'm Al Michaels. Join us Monday for a key matchup featuring 2 teams from the AFC East. The Buffalo Bills, led by Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas, take on the rejuvenated New York Jets under new head coach Bruce Haslett. Bills and Jets on Monday Night Football at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
The Prudential Halftime Report has been brought to you by The Prudential. Come to the companies of The Prudential and build your future on the rock.
At Spartan Stadium, East Lansing, Michigan, the home team, Michigan State leading Notre Dame 12-7 at halftime. And now let's join Jack Arute for something very special.
Keith, right next to me is Ken Meyer and his wife, Karen Meyer, and they've been watching the exploits of their son, the quarterback for the Fighting Irish, Rick Meyer. And what are your impressions of the first half, Ken?
Well, it's a type of ball game I think all of us expected. I knew it'd be very physical and it'd be an aggressive football game, and there's a lot of emotional swings right now. But so far, I think that the Irish hung in there and they're going to be better in the second half.
Karen, 8 weeks ago, you said goodbye to Rick's older brother, Jeffrey Meyer, and he went to the Persian Gulf, and you haven't heard from him since.
Yes, that's right. We haven't been able to talk to him. We've gotten a little mail, about 4 letters now. So we're anxious and waiting.
Well, let's not wait any further. Put your headsets on. Go ahead. Just go ahead and put your headsets on, and there you see your son, PFC from the 82nd Airborne, Jeffrey Meyer. And why don't you say hello, folks?
Hello, Jeff.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Mom.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm a little upset. I'm doing fine.
We're so glad to be able to send our love to you all the way from Indiana. Isn't this unbelievable?
Yeah, it is. It surprised me when they told me it was going to happen. It's great to hear from you.
How you doing? How you feeling and that sort of stuff?
I'm feeling fine. I'm getting acclimated. Everyone here is getting used to it, and temperature seems to be dropping, so things are starting to go a lot better. You know, feel fine.
Well, you look really great. I can't believe we can actually see you.
Hey, Jeff?
I wish I could see you.
Jeff?
Yes?
We've been trying to get the mail to you on a regular basis. Have you been able to receive the mail back and forth?
Yeah, I got the Notre Dame magazines and some letters that you sent me. I forget what the date on them was, but it seems to be about a 8 or 9 day delay from when you send it. And I think a couple letters might have got trapped.
Well,
So,
Jeff, I know one thing that they're going to go ahead and send to you, and that's a scrapbook that your mom's been keeping of all the exploits of your little brother, Rick.
yeah, that would be well appreciated, because don't get to see much TV or listen to much radio over here, because they're pretty busy training.
Anything you want to say to your son?
Jeff, we just want to let you know how much we love you and miss you, and take care of yourself and keep your head up.
I love you too, and I miss you too.
Okay, Mom, this is your last chance.
I just wanted to tell you that Julie's here and she sends her love also. Take care.
I'll tell her I love her.
Tell you what, Keith, this makes it very special today for the Myers and the rest of us here at ABC.
Yes, it does. That's real life, isn't it? And I think that's help for young Rick, because he knows where his older brother is and what's happening. Now, let's join Steve McAvoy as we continue Chevrolet's.
ABC's College Football, brought to you by Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles. Test drive a Honda at your local dealership today. And by the U.S. Army. Learn how to get an edge on life. Be all you can be.
And we're ready to play football in the second half, with Michigan State leading Notre Dame by a score of 12-7. Michigan State will kick off. The Irish will send Raghib Ismail deep to receive it, number 25. John Langloh will kick it off for the Spartans. The issue very much in doubt at halftime. It is knocked down by number 49 of Notre Dame. Ball rolling around on the ground. Michigan State going after it, and the Irish cover it. ND Culver gets on the ball. Number 49 slapped at it and got a piece of it. Anthony Peterson. So there was almost a dramatic turn of things right there at the beginning.
Notre Dame not wanting to kick the ball to Ismail. Look at the second quarter summary. A big swing for MSU Michigan State, not only in momentum, but also in points and time of possession. In fact, Notre Dame had no yards passing in the second quarter.
So the Irish come up on first down from the 30-yard line. Go to the ground game, and it's Tony Brooks opening it tailback for the Irish, and he slams it over the right side behind Yurkovich, Helton Hall, and gets short yardage.
In the first half for Notre Dame, Meyer was only 4 of 9 for 20 yards. Walters led him rushing, and Ismail had 2 receptions.
Made the play for Michigan State.
3 yards, second down, and 7.
Iquinello led the defense. Murray had the block punt.
Rick Meyer rolls out. Has time. Throws it downfield for Rocket. He's got it. Nothing between him and the goal line but fresh air.
Stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds. Stepped out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
Pass complete.
Again, Meyer gets outside the pocket. Throws the ball over the front defender. That's Murray, number 20. And right there, he steps on the out-of-bounds line. The official right there on the call.
Pick up a 35 yards, first down. Notre Dame at the Michigan State 32.
And a big completion for Rick Meyer.
Confidence builder. Into the win. Notre Dame will have the win in the fourth quarter. This is Ricky Waters. Turns the corner and picks up close to 5. Iquinello brings him down.
Ricky Waters, the ball carrier, tackled by 44 Mike.
Take a look at what Notre Dame did in their possessions the first half. The first 2 times, not bad. 10 plays and then the 7-play touchdown. The next 4 were 3 and out, and the one of them was the block punt, which really turned the momentum of the first half.
Second and 5 from the 27. Irish with a threat to start the second half. Brooks. And Tony, the beggar of the tailbacks at 225 pounds, is close to his first down, but just short.
Ellen Heller, 23.
The Irish continue to try and run against the Michigan State defense. You know, you almost have to run some. You can't put all the pressure on the young Meyer.
It's third and close to 2. Kelly tries to wedge it. And if the mark from this side is a good mark, then he's got it.
Yeah, the official coming in from the top of the screen, I think, yeah, you can almost tell from the top marker up there if that is placed correctly anyways.
It is the first down for the Irish, and here I want to apologize to Steve McAvoy, the Chevrolet's passenger car marketing manager, but I was so taken by the conversation between the Meyers and their son. Ooh, that just blew me away.
You almost wish you could hand a set to Jeff in Saudi Arabia and say, here, watch the rest of the half.
Yep, you do. Better bring him home.
Yeah, that's even better.
Inside running now for the Irish, Rodney Culver slanting in behind the left side, and he goes there for good reason, because that's where big old Tim Ryan works, 6'4", 265-pound senior. The offensive guard from Kansas City. 12 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Irish trying to regain the lead in the first possession of the second half. Brooks is back in at tailback. Both teams rotating tailbacks in today's game. Culver the fullback, and he's taken down pretty much at the line of scrimmage.
Notre Dame ball carrier, Culver, number 5.
It'll be third down and 6.
Not far to go from pay dirt, the end zone. 3rd and 6 on about the 17.
Smith and Ismail wide to the bottom of the picture. Myra reverse it with Rocket. Close to a first down, but he didn't quite get it.
Ismail.
I'll tell you,
Tackle by Chuck Bulla.
that's a gutsy call in that neighborhood.
Short of a first down.
It's going to be 4th down and 2.
No question about Holtz. He immediately knew short yardage situation, what play he wanted to run. The ball got the play into the ball game very quickly.
They're going to go full house backfield. Ismail is back there. Give it to Culver on 4th and 2. Look for the mark. It's close. It's close.
Well, Lou's going down to give his opinion.
Bullock is right there. He was on the bottom of the pile, number 41, the middle linebacker. They will measure.
This is where coaches say, Keith, you got to be lucky sometimes. And this is an area where you have to be lucky, because when a player goes into the middle of the pile, it's the linesmen on either end of the side of the field that mark the forward progress. And if they can't see because they're blocked out, they just have to guess. You have to be lucky sometimes to get the right call.
Didn't make it. So the Spartan defense lifts the record crowd of 80,401. But you saw Lou right there saying, don't worry about it, we'll hold them and we'll get it back. Field position at issue here.
Defending Pac-10 champ USC battles Ohio State. Or Heisman candidate Ty Detmer leads BYU against Oregon. It's ABC's college football next Saturday.
The Goodyear Blimp America out of Houston, Texas, with Captain John Moran of Spring, Texas at the controls, bringing you that picture. The sky getting kind of gray and dark now. They're talking about rain tonight. Looks like we're going to make it through most of this one without getting wet. Michigan State holds on 4th down and takes over at their 12-yard line and give it a Tico Duckett. And Duckett didn't get much out of it. In the first half, Michigan State drove into Notre Dame territory on 5 of their 6 possessions. So let's see now if the Irish defense can pin him in back here and give the offense field position.
Enos was 7 of 11 for 54 yards, and both Duckett and Hickson were very productive, and Hawkins had 3 receptions. For Notre Dame, Stonebreaker and Dubose, and Grimm led in tackling.
Enos pass. Caught. Tackle immediately. Courtney Hawkins. Taken down by number 26, was it? Greg Davis.
No, it's 33, I think it was. Greg Lane, the freshman.
Lane.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's played the whole ball game in place of Todd Light, who you just joined us, is out with a hamstring injury. Greg Lane, the true freshman. You know, it seems like Notre Dame every year, Keith, has a lot of true freshmen that play in their secondary or at skill position. But they get the best freshmen in the country. I mean, a lot of these kids are really good players.
Right. Enos looking for Hawkins on a fly down the sideline. Good. Out of bounds at the Notre Dame 47. He beat Lane.
Just as we talk about Greg Lane, the freshman, he may be one of the best freshmen to come out of high school last year, but he is still a freshman and is still green. Third down, rolls to his right. It's a little out and up. Greg Lane had bit on it. Hawkins makes the reception, and his feet is in bounds, 33 yards.
At the Irish 48 is where they put it. Give the ball to Highland Hickson, and he'll have one. That's all.
Ball carrier.
Michigan State in the first half, possession-wise, didn't do anything the first 3 times they had the ball and punted. And they got the field goal, the touchdown, and the punt at the end.
Duckett and Hawkins now, the alternating tailbacks for Michigan State, have each carried the ball 12 times and each picked up 57 yards. That's not possible. But there it is. This is Hickson on his 13th carry, and he's just short of the 45.
Carry for Michigan State.
So that's going to bring up.
Tackled by Chris Zorich. Number 50.
Put that marker down. It'll be 7, close to 8.
So look at defensive coordinator Gary Darnell signaling in the plays. It's got to be a tough act to follow when you come in a team that won the national championship 2 years ago, finished second last year.
On 3rd and 7, Enos to throw it. Gets this pass away down the middle. It is caught by Bradley at the 30 and a first down. Devon McDonald was just a fingernail away from sacking Enos, but he got it away.
Bradley caught 6 passes last week, ground level. Enos has warmed up. This is a fine thrown ball, even though it wasn't spinning real well. It got over the linebacker in front of the safety and on target.
So in 6 of their 7 possessions, they've now put the ball in Irish territory. Enos pitches that ball back to Duckett. Duckett is hit by Andre Jones as he started to make his cut into the line, and will get a couple of yards on the carry, that's all. 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The Michigan State quarterback now 3 for 3, 55 yards on this possession. 33 of that 55 coming on one play. Toronto, oh my goodness. The Blue Jays losing, Pittsburgh losing, Mets winning, so that tightens things up in the National League East. 2nd down and 8. Enos in trouble. Gets it away. Got a man. Young. Stone fingered it and dropped it. I mean, he flat had the ball on his hands, and he dropped it. George Williams had Enos in his hands and lost him. And Chris Zorich was rolling around, looked like he might be shaken up, but I guess he's all right. Jackaroo?
Keith, let's just update you on the weather down here. First, the wind has subsided considerably. It's not blowing quite as bad, but the bad news is the fact that it's begun to sprinkle. We could have some precipitation very shortly.
Seems to have cooled off quite a bit also.
Was hoping we'd make it through it without getting wet. 3rd down and 8. 9th play of this possession. That last play had all kinds of possibilities. Big Dwayne Young just didn't hold it. He's not used to having the ball thrown to him. Pressure on, heat coming. Enos running away, throws it. Good to Hickson, the tailback. First down, Michigan State. Irish 9. That's what a mobile quarterback will do for you. And
Big
Chris
possession.
Norridge is dinged up. He's going to leave the game.
Big possession, Keith. Watch the two linebackers as they blitz. Here's Hickson. He's going to slide out of the backfield and become wide open as Enos sees the blitz. It's not completely picked up. There's Hickson wide open, and a mobile quarterback keeps the drive alive.
So Zorich had to leave for Notre Dame. And it's first down and goal, Michigan State. Hickson sticks his head in the stack and will come up with a couple of yards at 7:20 to go in the third quarter. The Irish took the opening possession of the half and seemingly were on their way. But then were held on 4th and 2 by the Spartan defense. And now Michigan State's responding and marching right down the field.
Gary Darnell, the coordinator. Last week, his defense didn't play as well against Michigan. They gave up 265 yards gross yardage on the ground, over 400 yards total offense, playing much better here this week.
Second down and goal. Enos on a roll. He's got some room. Down to the goal line. Not in. Quarterback planted, made the cut, and stopped just short.
Number 52 is the right guard, Keller. His personal protector is going to get outside. Enos gets tripped up around the 5. He started very slowly today, Keith, at Enos. Didn't have a good first quarter. In the second quarter, about midway through, he warmed up. He's now 11 of 16, 129 yards, 6 first downs. He's accounted for.
Third and goal. Duckett, touchdown. With 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Langeloh, John will try to make it 19-7. That was an impressive drive. 12 plays, 88 yards, 4 minutes and 55 seconds. The Spartans lead by 12. Inside the Michigan State Brody Complex, the largest non-military cafeteria in the United States, serve over 1 million meals a year. 70,000 hamburgers, 27,000 pounds of French fries, and on it goes. Tico getting the touchdown. And now the Irish, who were down by 10 to the Wolverines of Michigan, trail by 12 to the Spartans of Michigan State. But as Lou Holt said, there is a competitiveness about this group of young people. They have not kicked to Raghib Ismail yet, and they won't this time. Ball bounce is off Rodney Culver. He picks it up and brings it back close to the 35-yard line.
Kickoff return by Rodney Culver.
The Honda Scholar Athlete of the Week brought to you by American Honda, proud to support amateur athletics. Ed Cunningham, Junior Center, University of Washington, is the winner of the award this week, starting his first season for the Huskies. Honda presenting a check for $2,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of the University of Washington. The major for Ed Cunningham, Business Administration, grade point 3.4. Rick Myra rolls out on first down, throws for Rocket Ismail, and he is down on a knee as he makes the catch at the 44-yard line. And now we're getting some rain.
Well, if it starts raining, it's going to be damaging to Notre Dame as they have to start throwing the football. Ismail on the left, Meyer on the right, just running out. Good throw. He throws it at the same time Ismail is turning around. And there was nobody in green jerseys around, so giving him a lot of yardage, a lot of cushion.
How does he get that open? Because of the cushion they give him?
Oh, sure, because of his speed.
Yep.
I think Holtz has to allow, you see it's just a little bit short, has to allow Rick Meyer to get into the ball game a little bit more. Has to throw the football.
Why don't you double run?
Well, if he starts hurting him, I mean, Perlis's defensive philosophy is play deep, no big plays, catch the ball underneath us, and we'll tackle you. But I think Holtz knows that. He has to throw the ball a little bit, get Meyer outside. He seems to throw the ball better outside than he does in the pocket. Most young quarterbacks do.
They were about a foot short of the first down. In the passing yardage for the Irish today, Ismail has picked up 63 of them receiving. The rest of the team only one. So it's second down and a foot. And Tony Brooks has the first down up near the 47 where Bobby Wilson drags him down along with Bullock for Michigan State. Chuck Bullock is a junior out of Orchard Park in New York. His daddy played here at Michigan State.
Stunt 4-3 as Michigan State uses is very difficult to run against. As we mentioned earlier, Michigan State has led the Big Ten in rushing defense the last 4 years.
First down Irish, 47-yard line. Pitch goes to Ricky Waters, cut off at the pass, and taken down by Carlos Jenkins, linebacker on the outside. The last time Michigan State beat a team ranked number 1 was in 1974 when they beat Ohio State 16-13. Earlier this year, Miami went into Provo, Utah against Brigham Young. Were knocked off. Being number 1 is a hazardous profession.
It is, but Notre Dame has been ranked number 1 a lot in the last few years. There's been a lot of opportunities.
Meyer runs away from trouble. Big play for Rick Meyer, the quarterback. Dixon Edwards finally ran him down. I mean, they had a hold of him. William Reese and Cliff Conver had a shot at him, and he just pulled away and got away. He's not a gimme at 6'3", 210 pounds. I mean, he's a big kid.
Well, the big difference between Meyer and Tony Rice, the quarterback from last year, obviously, is the running ability. Get a little penetration in the pocket, slides around, has the ability. That's good enough running. I mean, if you can throw as well as he can throw and do this, you're going to be a complete quarterback.
Got a first down out of it. 42-yard line of Michigan State. This is Culver. Muscles his way close to the 35. We're talking with Lou yesterday, and it's a very simple thing in your life as a member of this football team at Notre Dame now, that you're a season maker every week. Everywhere you go, people are going to give you their best shot.
Well, anytime you're on top, and a lot of the times, even in Notre Dame's situation, wherever you go, that's the team they're pointing for.
Second down and 4. Culver. He's at least a yard short of the first down.
Notre Dame ball carrier.
Clock grinds along at 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Michigan State 19, Notre Dame 7. And that's what we told you a while ago. It's starting to rain. Third, 1.5. Ricky Waters got it. I think he's a tough guy. I think he is a tough football player. But now the tough guys in green that held Notre Dame on 4th and 2 got to muscle up because the Irish are back down there knocking on the door again. 12 points ain't that much.
Well, if Notre Dame can go right back and answer the touchdown that Michigan State had in their first possession of the second half, this game is back to being anybody's ball game.
One first down on the 29. Ricky Waters looking for a hole. And there isn't one. And he's down just about the line of scrimmage. And Chuck Bullock, 41, right there, made that play. So it looks like Chuck is beginning to dig in at that middle linebacker position.
Well, the line in front of him is twisting, so no offensive guy can get on him. That time he gets around Ryan, who got through. Good play by the middle linebacker, but also the strong safety, Freddie Wilson. Chuck Bulla, the son of Hank Bulla, who was the head coach for a while at the Buffalo Bills, and now is an assistant with the Green Bay Packers.
Tony Brooks in the backfield now for Notre Dame at the fullback position. Pitches outside to Ricky Waters, and no place to go. I mean, that play was smelled out by Dixon Edwards, and he just simply took charge. Number 57, 210-pound senior from Cincinnati.
Well, that was the first look at a true option that Notre Dame has run today.
I wouldn't be surprised. Somewhere along the way here to see Clint Johnson come in the ball game, because he is a true option quarterback. Myra shoots a bullet. Good for a first down. No, it's not. It is not. Chuck Bullock made the hit on Raghib Ismail. I forgot about the loss. So the gain is down just to the 27-yard line. So that's a pickup of 2, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 8.
Notre Dame is going for it. It's a 4-down area for them. They feel like if they don't make it, they turn the ball over at the 27-yard line. It's still good enough field position for their defense.
It's a 12-point differential, too, so it makes more sense to go ahead and try to get it. 4th and 8. Myra sets up all day. Pass is thrown underneath. And, oh, it's going to be a first down. It's going to be a first down. It was caught by Rodney Culver, and the twist is going to be enough for the yardage.
Yep. Here's Culver here. Now watch him as he just sneaks out of the backfield. There's going to be some blitzing on the outside, and there'll be an open area right in there where he's going to run into the secondary. Michigan State wanted to do some blitzing, but they did not want to give up the deep pass, so they opened up some short zones underneath, and that time Culver found it.
It was the spin that did it. Otherwise, they would have been short. First down, 28-yard line. Give it to the second man, Tony Brooks. He's at the 15. From the 18 to the 15, pickup of 3. 19-7, Michigan State leads Notre Dame. We'll be back with more after this message and a word from our ABC station. Well, that's one set of numbers right there, the ones that matter the most as we go to the final quarter of play. Notre Dame in this current possession about to run play number 13. It is second down. The ball is at the 15-yard line of Michigan State. Second down and 7. Bettis and Waters in the backfield. Myra keeps it and turns it. And goes for a first and goal at the Michigan State 3-yard line. Carlos Jenkins finally got in.
It's the ghost of Tony Rice. It's the option play, the thing that Perlis and Norm Parker, the defensive coordinator for Michigan State, feared the most. He said that the stunt 4-3 defense was not designed to stop the option. That time, Meyer ran it to perfection and picked up a big first down inside the 5-yard line.
Full house backfield with Brooks, Culver, and Waters. And they give it inside to Culver, who is short of the touchdown.
At the end of the third quarter, it looked like this. Total plays were even. Total yardage was in favor of Michigan State. And the time of possession about the same. But the interesting thing that Rick Meyer in the first half only 4 of 9 and 20 yards. In this drive, 4 of 4 for 61 yards in the second half.
That's what he did last week in the fourth quarter against Michigan, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, that was a little bit of a ragged handoff as Ricky Waters slashed in, and he seemingly got there a bit early for the handoff, so it doesn't work. And it'll bring up third down and goal.
Third down.
Meyer looking to the sideline for the play, and it's coming in with big number 76. Gene McGuire, who comes in replacing Peter Rouse.
Took a while for it to get in, too.
Field tilted a little.
He was kind of tired by the time he got there. I wonder if he could get it out.
Third and goal. Ricky Waters, touchdown.
Take a look from behind the defense. That's 57 is Dixon. He goes where he thinks he's going. And again, Waters just says there's an opening a little bit to the outside and has the vision. So important for a good running back. Keep your eyes up and see what's going on.
Sexton, snap was a little off target, but Jimmy got it down, and the kick is good by Hentrich. And at 13-13 to play in the game, it's now a 5-point ball game. (1914). This is the way it's happened. First quarter, the Irish to the lead, 7-0 on Waters' 5-yard run. 43-yard field goal by John Langeloh, 7-3. Then a safety off a block punt, 7-5. Then Michigan State to the lead. Highland Hickson took it in after a couple of mistakes by the Irish on penalties. Tico Duckett made it 19-7. Now, after a long, tough, grinding march, Ricky Waters has stuck it in the end zone. Notre Dame kicks off. Here comes Courtney Hawkins. You know who made that tackle?
Kickoff return by number 5, Courtney Hawkins.
Was Gary Davis?
No, Rocket Ismail.
Rocket Ismail.
Yeah, he's on the kickoff. He's on the kickoff coverage team, Ismail.
Roger Twyble.
Well, thank you very much, Keith. Illinois trailed early in this game, 21-7 against Southern Illinois, but Howard Griffith has had a huge day. 8 rushing touchdowns. That breaks Red Grange's Illinois record of 5 set in 1924 at the dedication of the stadium, and it breaks the NCAA record held by Arnold Showboat Boykin of Ole Miss. Let's go back to Keith.
Thank you, Roger. First down, ball is up on the 33-yard line. Michigan State leading 19-14. Now the Irish have got to dig in and grab a hold of Michigan State's offense. Tico Duckett carried on that play.
Made the stop for Notre Dame. Number 50, Chris
Darnell. Defense has played a lot better. He wants them to attack a little bit more.
You start attacking, though, and you wind up victim to draws.
Well, sometimes if you're not coordinated. Last week against Michigan, the whole defense wasn't attacking it the same direction.
Chris Zorich, incidentally, has come back in now. He had a knee rep. That pass was good to Bradley. He gave up the first down for a moment and then gets it back upfield and picks up the first down at the 47-yard line. 12:23 to play in the game.
Bradley, first down, Michigan State.
Monday on ABC Sports, the defending AFC East champions Buffalo Bills will be in the Meadowlands against the New York Jets. Game is obviously, as it always is, 9 Eastern time on ABC Sports. Mark at the 46-yard line for the Spartans, and first down. Enos. This is Hickson. He'll have a yard.
Hickson.
You see big number 50 back in the ball game. He had a knee wrap. He took himself out.
There's a look at Zorich, number 50, All-American last year, outstanding player. Came out of Chicago, the South Side, tough neighborhood. Went to the same high school as Dick Butkus, Keena Turner, former 49er linebacker. Switched to defensive line, where his 4.7 speed would be an asset from linebacker.
2nd and 9, Enos back to throw it. Passes away, got a man. First down, Michigan State, Notre Dame 34-yard line, and now Enos is starting to burn that young secondary.
Well, Enos is getting hot. Burn might be a good term for it. Here's the receiver. He's just going to come down and break into this area. The linebackers underneath are occupied with the tight end. Enos sets up, throws it over. Seems like you do that all day, huh?
Yep.
Playing much better now than he was at the beginning of the ball game. Just a little bit of nerves at the start.
Hawkins has caught 6 balls today for 79 yards. Enos gets away from Zorich the first time, but not the second time. Zorich very intense. Sometimes he gets a little carried away, and that time the shove was not necessary, but he is intense. I mean, he burns with desire.
Well, in fact, as you see him right there, he gets a piece of him and then comes back. He's had to cool things down a little bit. Holtz had to calm him down in practice the last couple of years. He gets so intense, he starts some fights. I think that came from his background, the neighborhood that he grew up in.
Carved him out of the South Side of Chicago.
That's a tough neighborhood, and he had to fight his way out of there. Hopes
He's a great kid. He's a great kid.
Go back and help his mother out.
2nd down and 15. Intercepted. Went to the well one time too many. That's Mike Stonebreaker. First down, Notre Dame at their own 49-yard line.
Here's the receiver up here. He's going to try to hit him on another square end. Stonebreaker is right here. He's going to drift back and then come back to the inside. Sees it all the way. Watch Stonebreaker. Vision on the quarterback. He sees him looking inside. He slides back inside and makes a big pickoff.
Believe it or not, in a ball game that's been as tough and hard-hitting as this one, that's the first turnover.
Yep.
First down, Irish. Short of the 49. Fire it back. Lets it go deep. Got a man over there. It's thrown too far. Ismail couldn't climb up and get it. He was late getting it there, too, because Rocket was open for a good long time before Rick could set himself, square the shoulders, and let it go. Time now, 10:17. Get the feeling that it's the heat right now, the pressure is on Michigan State, don't you?
Well, Notre Dame still has to put points on the board, but I know what you're saying.
Myrer behind the line of scrimmage. Number 96 wouldn't have it. Big Bill Johnson. He got the award for the defensive play last week, and here's Jack with a story about him.
Keith is 6'4", 289 pounds. He's a big boy, but the biggest part of it is his head. He wears a size 8 3/4 inch helmet. Now, I'm a 7 1/4. Watch this. That's the kind of big head you want.
Yeah. That's impressive, but I tell you, that ain't the biggest part of him. Because I saw him up close and personal yesterday. He hit big all over. Myrer going to get it again. 2 sacks in a row and a penalty flag. Look out. That may cost the Spartans. Number 74, William Reese, may have been flagged right here. Yep. Face mask.
Michigan State.
Face mask is not so bad. I thought it might have been something else.
This happened last week against Syracuse. They made a big sack of the quarterback, and then they had a piling on penalty that really turned the ball game around. 97, that's Wilson right there, gets his hand. That's just inadvertent. Be a 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Big difference between 5 and 15 at this point, isn't it?
Well, and it gives you another play. I mean, it gives you another chance.
Yep. 9:29. Look at that, Georgia trying to make Bama start 0-3 this year. 3rd down and 8 for the Irish. Ball at midfield. Dump off to Culver. Culver is short of the first down.
Myers pass complete to Culver. Tackled by Freddie Wilson.
So the Irish will punt it. The Michigan State defense does its job. Sexton will hit it. He's the push kicker. Did all the punting a year ago. Good one. High hanger and not very far. Fair catch called. Michigan State takes it at the 25. So he pooched it too high and not far enough. Only 21 yards on the kick.
When these bills come, they make you pay. The Buffalo Bills beat their division rivals, the New York Jets, this week on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Basically, this is where the ball game has swung to this point.
Michigan State defensively has played very well, and Notre Dame has had some penalties, had a blocked punt, really turned momentum around, and then 7 of 8 Michigan State possessions. You know, it's unusual. Normally you get the ball 13 or 14 times. Michigan State is having their 8th possession right now.
This is Tico Duckett. And he can't get quite enough help to get around the corner, and Greg Davis brings him down.
Ball carrier Tico Duckett, 35.
That's a pickup of about a yard or so.
Tackled by Greg Davis, 26 Davis.
Pretty soon, the clock's going to become the ally of Michigan State.
Both teams with all 3 timeouts left.
8 minutes to go in the game. Each time the team has had the ball today, they burnt. I mean, they have just crunched along and just ground up the clock. They just gobbled it up in possessions and long possessions. But this one may not be too long unless they can pick up a 3rd down and long coming up. Tico Duckett there gets short yardage. The Goodyear Blimp America out of Houston with Captain John Moran up there. That's a radar screen, and I don't know enough about it. I could give you all kinds of conversation and nonsense about it, but I am told that tells us that the rain has passed us by.
As a meteorologist would say, that's all ground clutter.
Yes, sir. And I would sit home in my easy chair and harump him just like I harump you. Enos on a roll on 3rd down. Gets the ball off to the fullback, Rob Roy, out of that split back. He's one of their prime receivers, and he may very well have the first down. He's got good hands.
He's got good hands, and he's got a lot of beef. He's the fullback, weighing in at 255 pounds. He hardly ever carries the ball. He's used for blocking for the tailbacks and also catching the ball out of the backfield.
It's close enough for the change based on the spot. 7 minutes exactly to play in the ball game.
Well, this is where luck comes in, just the spot of the ball.
Yep. Got it.
And Michigan State has been the recipient of the 2 marks, the 2 close ones in this ball game.
The tailback, Bradley and Hawkins the wideout. Go to that split again. Enos keeps it. Pass is thrown to the sidelines, complete to Hawkins, and is completed right in front of Greg Davis. That's First down, Michigan State. Ball right on the midfield stripe.
That's a big play there. In critical times, good players make big plays. And Enos fakes the ball, gets outside, and picks up not only a first down, but some valuable yardage here.
For Courtney Hawkins, 7th catch, 94 yards.
It's important yardage and taking time off the clock.
Duckett, Andre Jones behind the line of scrimmage. Dropped for a yard loss back at the 49.
Jones has played well all day. One of those seniors in that front 7 for the Fighting Irish.
6'4", 225 out of Hyattsville, Maryland. Second down, 11. Stonebreaker misses it. Pass underthrown under that kind of pressure. Lucky to get it away. The blitz was coming from the strong safety Greg Davis.
Gary Darnell putting some pressure. Here are the 2 linebackers. This one, 42, is Stonebreaker. Watch him as he blitzes in between the offensive linemen. Enos's back is turned. You wonder how he ever saw him coming.
Davis was flying through the air just as they let the ball go, which is why I hit him. Third down, 11.
Third and 11.
Coming again. Got him. 45, Devon McDonald got him first. And it's a big loss back inside the 45. And now they'll have to punt it away into the wind.
Well, when it got the nut cutting time, they sent the linebackers the second and third play of that series to stop Michigan State and force a punt.
Butland should hit this around his 32-yard line, and the Rocket waits for it. Oh, my gosh. He knocked it out of town. Ismail backing up, makes the catch, and will go down short of the 20. I'm surprised he could make the catch. Big punt by Butler.
Return by Ismail. Tackle by.
Your score is 19-14 Michigan State. A record crowd of 80,401 at Spartan Stadium. You have 5 minutes and 15 seconds to play in the ball game. The team that is trailing is ranked number 1 in the nation. So your stage is set. The table is set. Georgia beats Alabama by a point. Alabama starts 0-3 on this season. You can see a lot of people have been very busy on the Michigan State defensive side of the ball. But here it is for Rick Myrer. Pass is away. Pass is caught. Good for a first down by number 86, Derek Brown. And it's good to the 38-yard line. Well, they had him pinned back there inside the 20 at the 19. They get off the hook on first down. Now they got a lot of room.
Best time to throw is first down, and Holtz calling the plays. Does an outstanding job.
Tony Brooks. Penalty flag. Fumbles the ball. Down. No fumble. Let's check the penalty flag. He had run for a first down. Determined, tough run by Brooks.
Ball was out before he hit the ground.
They whistled it dead.
They may have ruled his forward momentum.
Holding Notre Dame.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
That is the third big penalty by the Irish today. That was pretty obvious. Holding, too, right in front of the official.
Holtz on the sideline calls all the offensive plays. He is really the offensive coordinator. Sits in the meetings with the offense. A lot of the times a head coach will not sit in any of the offensive or defensive meetings. Leaves the defense to his coordinators as long as it's going all right. and handles the offense. Says, I can control the tempo of the game if I call the plays.
So the football now is placed down at the 40-yard line, and you have the rather unusual circumstance of first down and 8 because of that holding, which occurred up across midfield. Phipps, top of the picture. That's 3 wide out. And Myra, a deep drop, setting up a screen, throws it too high, and Rodney Culver can't catch it. You know, there is a new rule this year that I'm waiting. I haven't said anything about it because I've been waiting to see it happen, if it ever does, is when you fumble the football beyond the neutral zone, the defense can pick it up and return it. I've not seen it yet. It's happened. It has happened already this season, and I will probably see one before the year's over. Maybe before the day's over. 4 minutes and 32 seconds. 19-14. Michigan State leads. Second down and 8, Notre Dame. Myra gives the ball away to the tailback, and that tailback is Rodney Culver, or the single back, if you prefer that terminology. And he picks up a couple of yards. Tonight on ABC, a night of Cowboys and Cops at 8, 7 Central, season premiere of The Young Riders. Then Eddie Murphy stars the ABC movie special Beverly Hills Cop. That's tonight, ABC. Third, and it's much closer to 5 than it is 4. It's at least 4.5. They'll throw. Myra runs away from the pressure, gets the pass away complete. Pass is caught by Tony Smith, the junior from Gary, at the Michigan State 43-yard line.
First down, Notre Dame.
You know, when Notre Dame sets up with that 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field, Keith, they almost are forced to throw that side, throw that way, and you can mix up some of your receiver and your patterns only so much. Meyer does a nice job rolling that way and throwing to his left.
First down from the 43 of Michigan State. This is the dump off, swing out to Gerald, Adrian Gerald, a sophomore who came from Clark Central High School right in the heart of Athens, Georgia. Makes the catch and gets the ball down just inside the 40.
The number 10, Adrian Gerald, tackled by Freddie Wilson and Robbie Wilson.
He's a pretty good size sophomore, too, at 6'2", 195.
So look at Norm Parker, defensive coordinator, Michigan State. They want to stop their run and force Meyer to throw. Well, he's done that pretty well. He needs to stop him one more time.
2nd and 7. Option play. Myra can't go. Turned back inside by 96. Bill Johnson wouldn't let him go down the line.
You know, at the beginning of the game, Keith, when we talked about strengths and weaknesses, we talked about Michigan State's strength being they're tough against the run, not allowing the offenses to run, and forcing Notre Dame's weakness, Rick Meyer, not because of his talent, just because of his lack of experience, to beat you. Well, it's come down to that.
In a hostile setting.
Yeah, sure. First road start.
Third down, 9. Myra has a lot of time, gets the pass away to Tony Brooks, and Tony Brooks gets away for a first down at the Michigan State 31. And at 2:07 to play in the game, they're still very much alive.
Here's the back here. Everybody's going to be, now watch the linebacker. He may go the wrong way because the receiver is going to slip right out of the backfield. Linebacker goes down to the bottom, slips out. Meyer comes off of him really very nicely. Looked downfield to see a wide receiver open. Wasn't open, dumped it off.
2:07 to play. They got to score a touchdown to get the lead. Ricky Waters. Big block by Culver. Culver really threw a solid block to get Waters a little bit of daylight, and he turns it smartly back inside where Chuck Bullock makes another tackle.
Knocked down by Bullock and Jones.
Both quarterbacks have did better in the second half. Here's a look at Meyer done in the second half. 9 of 11 and 111 yards. I like to see that. Like to have your quarterbacks play better when the game's on the line.
Myra rolls it out, gets it away, Caught on the ricochet by Jarrell. It was almost intercepted. It was in the hands of Todd Murray. It bounced off of him and into the arms of Jarrell.
Well, the luck is just evened out. We mentioned Michigan State getting the luck on some of the marks. This ball hits, that's Murray, number 20, and Jarrell is there to make the play. Jarrell caught the winning touchdown last week against Michigan. Number 10 is going to break to the outside. It's a poor throw.
It's
and a
first
lucky
and
bounce.
goal at the 2. Give the ball to Tony Brooks. And he's scissored down after a yard. Wilson doing the bulk of the hitting on the play. Second down and goal from the 1.
There's another look at that play that gets Notre Dame inside the 5. We'll talk about that one around here for quite a while if Notre Dame scores on this drive.
That's Waters. Not in there. Down in the bottom, that's Jeff Jones. 62 up on top. Cliff Conklin. Timeout on the field. 37 seconds to go. Third down and goal for Notre Dame. Trying to avoid upset in East Lansing, Michigan. Trying to avoid being the second number 1 to fall in this season of college football. They need a half a yard. They have 2 plays left. They have 37 seconds to work with. Culver. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Take a look at the line charge for Notre Dame. You just did a little crack, a little seam. Not much, but just enough. Notre Dame goes for 2 points on the conversion.
They go for 2 because it's now 20-19. 2 points will make it 22, obviously. I can add that much. But what it does, it gives them some security against a last-second Michigan State field goal.
Disappointed George Perlis.
Brooks and Culver. Jarrell, who's been the lucky man today, catching that deflected pass. Myrer trying to roll it left, chased out. Down he goes. 34 seconds to play. 1 point lead, Notre Dame. His name is Langeloh. He is the last gasp hope for Michigan State with 34 seconds to play. The question is, can they get the ball down where he can do something? His longest, 51 yards. He is so high right now, give him a chance, he might kick it 71 yards. But the question is, can they give him a chance? Notre Dame now, I don't know if they'll kick it deep, what they'll do with it. 34 seconds is not much. Courtney Hawkins is the man who is deep. He may not see it. Craig Hentrich will kick it off for the Irish. Yeah, they do. He just knocks it as far as he can. He runs Hawkins way back, and he'll put it down at the 20, touching it in the end zone. 2 reasons for that. 1, he was 7 yards back in the end zone. 2, there's no sense in burning up any clock.
Notre Dame
to use what you got.
Notre Dame has had the wind at their back this 4th quarter, and that was evident there on that kickoff.
First down, Michigan State at the 20. The clock is correct and official.
So here we go. Not much mystery left. 1 point lead, Irish.
Michigan State with all 3 timeouts left.
From the 20, Enos. Passes off, passes underneath to Duckett. And Tico is taken down at the 28-yard line, and they call time.
Pass complete.
They have 2 timeouts remaining. Next Saturday, we have Southern California at Ohio State for some of you.
They're first.
And for others out west, BYU, Oregon. BYU, of course, offers Ty Detmer. Oregon offers Bill Musgrave. Southern California has Todd Marinovich. And Ohio State, Greg Vine, Kent Graham.
Always try to make our facilities as convenient.
That play required 7 seconds. George Perlis and his Michigan State Spartans, the last team to beat the Irish in the Big Ten. Since then, they have won 11 in a row. Today, if they hold on, we'll make it 12 straight.
Morris Watts, the offensive coordinator, on the phone upstairs. It's been a well-played football game. Only 1 turnover. Championship caliber game.
It's quite remarkable the way they've been hitting to have only 1 turnover.
Oh, a very physical game. It's been that way. Anytime you play a George Perlis team, it's going to be a physical game.
How much starch does this take out of them? Nobody knows until next week. Second and 2. Enos going to run for it and get it, and that'll stop the clock. He's across the 30. So that stops your clock at 18 seconds. There was just nobody to throw the ball to.
Well, the point is you have to throw the ball. I mean, you cannot run the ball in this situation. You got to throw it for an incompletion or a completion, and obviously not an interception, but you need to get rid of the ball to stop the clock.
If you're going to run it, you need to run it quickly because you only needed 1.5 yards for his first down. But all that aside, easy to say up here. Pass again has to go underneath and does to the tight end, and that's short of the first down, and another timeout is called with 11 seconds to play in the ball game. Well, you've got 11 seconds. We figure that for Langeloh just to have a chance at a winning field goal, they've got to pick up 25 or so yards on this play. That's going to use the bulk of the 11 seconds.
Yep, unless there's a penalty. On the
Game will
defense.
not end on a penalty if it's on the defense. 20-19. Notre Dame with another comeback late in the ball game. They did it last week against the Wolverines. Now they're trying to go 2-0 against Michigan, the state of. Enos falls down back on the 28-yard line, and that will leave us 3 seconds. His feet just slid out from under him as he tried to make a turn, squared himself to throw the ball downfield. The pursuer had fallen down. He was wide open.
Well, we talked about the turf versus grass. This probably would not have happened on grass. It's been raining all day, or most of the day, and he just slips out. The seam of these artificial turfs, a lot of time, if you're running with the seam and it's wet, you got no chance to keep your feet.
It has a grain.
Yep, some of them have grains.
Yeah. I remember at Arkansas when Lou was down there, that turf at Arkansas had, I mean, if you run into going right to left in the stadium and when you run right, no way, you had to take off your shoes to run right. So slick. 3 seconds. Michigan State, no more timeouts. 1 play, that's all. And the Irish are going to go out of here with a well-earned and certainly hard-fought 1-point victory.
Well, you got to give Holtz credit. You know, the second and third quarters of this game belonged to Michigan State. The momentum was in their corner, and he turned it around, similar to what happened last week.
Ball on the Michigan State 29. 3rd and 12.
I think what you know, Notre Dame has going for him is that Holtz is great, such a great motivator. I mean, he convinces them that they still have a chance to win the ball game.
Enos will throw it as far as he can. It is incomplete. The ball game is over. Notre Dame has defeated Michigan State 20-19. The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are Rick Myrer for Notre Dame, Chuck Bullock for Michigan State. Chevrolet donating $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for academic achievements and assisting those who need financial help. Well, they've done it again. It came on a ricochet catch. But whatever it takes, they did it.
Coming up, the College Football Scoreboard Show with Roger Twyble, featuring scores and highlights from around the nation. ABC's College Football has been brought to you by Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles. Test drive a Honda at your local dealership today. By Sharp Electronics Corporation,